Are you ready for your life to change like crazy? Good, because I know you've been waiting for that. But you've been playing too safe and you've been playing too nice. It's time for you to do some toxic things that will instantly change your life. So in this video, we'll get into some toxic things that you can do right now, today, to change your life instantly. And if you clicked on this video thinking, I don't want to be toxic, I don't want to be doing bad things, I want everything to come in nice, I don't want my nervous system to be overwhelmed, click away. Understand this first and foremost. If you want big changes to happen to your life quickly, you are going to have to go through a little bit of toxicity because you have to change your life so quickly that your body doesn't have time to get readjusted to your new timeline. And that's how you change your reality and manifest all of the stuff you want quicker. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you've probably been addicted to the comfort that comes along with the gradual changes that feel good and calm to your nervous system. The life you want is not gonna feel good, calm, and predictable to your nervous system because it's a life you want you've never experienced before. Anyways, girl, let's get into this. Let's get ready for these toxic things that will change your life instantly. And I promise you, you will have a very different life once you do these. The number one thing you can do to change your life quickly, if you want to start a little small and a little safer, is to change your hair. Yes, I am actually advocating for you going out and dyeing your hair whatever color it is you want, chopping your hair off, wearing whatever extensions you want, even if they don't blend with your hair. You've been too used to perceiving yourself in a specific way. Maybe you've always been a blonde. Maybe you've always been a brunette. Maybe you've always been dyeing your hair blue. Whatever it is you've been doing, if you want to change, you gotta change. And dyeing your hair will open portals to a new reality quickly because you are forced to change your perception of yourself, and you're probably forced to take a step into doing something that probably can't be reversed too easily, aka bleaching your hair or dyeing your hair box black. Changing your hair is a commitment to a new you, and you've been too committed to the comfortability of being your old self, waiting for the new you. Change that hair today. The next thing you can do that will literally change your life so freaking quickly is get rid of as much of your clothes and stuff as possible. If you've been waiting for something to come into your life, getting rid of stuff will leave a vacuum in your life. And the universe freaking hates vacuums. It wants to fill whatever gap you've created. But if you got too much stuff, too much clothes, there's not space for your new reality to come in. You're literally immobilizing yourself spiritually. Yes, I just said that. By having all of the things from your past weighing you down. And you might say, I don't want to do that. I want to keep all of my old stuff. And that's so toxic. Yes, it is toxic. But big changes don't come from small steps. It comes from literally saying, F it, we ball. We're doing something crazy. I can't just go out there and get rid of most of my stuff. Yes, you can. You just don't want to because you know your energy would change if you suddenly couldn't bind your whole identity to stuff. The next thing you should do is change your style completely. Next time you walk out the house, take the clothes in your room that are something you probably wouldn't have worn before, but you bought because you're like, oh, one day I might want to wear this, but you didn't feel confident enough to wear it, or you didn't feel like it was quite your style. Maybe you were dressed really femininely usually. Now it's the time for you to walk out the house with baggy, sagging jeans. Maybe you've been used to wearing streetwear all the time. Now it's the time you wear the tall boots with the little mini skirt, looking like the stepmom from The Parent Trap. And you might say, oh my God, but I can't just do that. I need to be true to my true self. My true self is how I dress now. Your true self is the self that has everything that you want. Do you have everything that you want now? No, you don't, or else you wouldn't be watching this video. So you have to let go of your true self in order to make space for your higher true self. And you don't know who that is yet, or else you would already be living her life. So change the way you dress. Do it for yourself. The next you can do is really, really toxic. It's cut off everybody and their mom. And I'm not telling you to go write a full paragraph about how a lady on social media said that it's a good idea to cut off people, so now you're gonna do that for a while. No, just stop talking. You will find your life will change super quick and also possibly feel super uncomfortable because you've probably been giving more energy away than you were aware of. And it's gonna feel like you're being toxic because the first time in your life, people need to reach out to you in order for them to have you in their life. They need to actually give you something, aka accommodation and energy to reply. And apart from that, you will actually get to sit with your own energy and realize how toxic your own energy is. Because now you can't reach out to everybody and their mom, ask them for advice on any little thing, or gossip, or tell them how much of a victim you are. Cutting people off is putting yourself on. The next thing you're gonna have to do is create new social media accounts and block everybody you know on these new accounts, and just start posting whatever is in your mind. Usually we think we're afraid of what the people around us are gonna say when we post on our social media, but actually when we make a whole new Instagram with 0 followers, 0 people that we know who can find us, we realize that the fear is actually in the potential of us being visible and doing whatever it is we want to do. And you will realize, oh, I was actually holding myself back. The fear of being seen by no one is extremely big compared to the fear of being seen by people you know. And that's the fear you have to get over. And this is where you can also completely delete your old social if you want to see quick change. But these are going to feel extremely toxic and uncomfortable. So sometimes keeping the old social media can be a good way to get used to your new identity. The next thing you're going to do if you actually want to see the most insane freaking changes in your life is you're going to book a trip to a place you've never gone. And you might just say, I can't just go on holiday like that. I can't just do things like that. You're telling yourself you can't. If you absolutely want to, you can find the time and the space to do something crazy. One day, I called up my mom and said, Mom, we're going on a 1-day trip to London. And my mom was like, what? And then she came, visited me. We went to London for 1 freaking day. And it was a really great day. We got to see so much stuff. We went to London for 24 hours, and that was the greatest trip I've ever been on with my mom. Sometimes your body just needs to be thrown into a new experience. Like, okay, we're going to another country or another state or another city for 1 day. Can I figure this out? Yes, you can. It's kind of like using positive trauma to expose your body to a higher state of mind. And as I said, you can even just go to a different city, a place you've never been before. Your life will change so freaking quickly. The next thing you have to do is you have to get up and dance like a maniac. You've been used to the same freaking patterns over and over again. You're waiting for a fairy godmother to show up in your room while you're bedrotting, saying, oh my God, girl, now you healed so much. Here is Harry Styles and $1 million and flowers. I don't know why I chose Harry Styles. Anyways, you want things to move. You want things to change. You have to get up and say, well, I'm in charge of my own reality. Let's go crazy. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Yeah. And that's why getting up and dancing like a maniac, putting on some weird music you've never danced to before, or even just some music you really like, and just getting up and dancing even if you can't. I promise you, when you do this, you'll realize, actually, I have the responsibility over my own life. What does responsibility mean? It means the ability to respond differently. Instead of sitting in your bed saying, I can't wait for things to change, you're saying, well, I am the change. Whoop-de-doo. I can choose differently, and I choose to shake my behind. This one is really toxic, but I'm really excited about it. But maybe don't listen to this one because I am kind of a bad influence when it comes to this one. Go get yourself a tattoo. Especially if you're the type of person who's always been like, oh, I don't want to make rash decisions. I have to make sure everything is perfect before I make any decision. Yet you're waiting around for things to be perfect in order for you to feel like it's allowed for you to be happy and have fun. Girl, you need to go out and get a tattoo. It doesn't matter if it's just the tiniest freaking heart, this small, or if it's your first name letter, whatever it is. I highly believe that tattooed baddies are also usually the baddies that have an easier time changing their life because they're willing to live more in the present of saying, I vouch for myself in this moment by getting tattoos. It doesn't matter if I'm not gonna like them in like 3 years. I like me and I like this enough to be like, heck yeah, we're doing this. Not only does it change your life, but it can also give you a crippling addiction to getting more tattoos, which is really toxic but cool. Speaking from experience. The next one is also really toxic for all of you cheapskates out there. It is, you have to go out and spend money on something you've never spent money on, especially if it's something you've wanted to get, but you've always been telling you, I can't get it till I make more money. I can't get it till things change. Sometimes you going out and starting to get your nails done, starting to get your brows waxed, starting to get Botox or whatever it is you want to get. Sometimes these are the things that actually set us on a path to achieve more, much quicker, because then we're like, oh, I actually can allow myself to have more. You can also do this in smaller ways if you don't want to go and like get nailed, or if you aren't into face stuff. Go get yourself the lipstick that you've always been wanting to get, but it's been a little too expensive. The perfume, the necklace. You need to show yourself that you're worthy of feeding into your own energy, because you know that when you put energy into yourself, more energy is going to come your way. AKA that money you spent on yourself right there, it will come back tenfold and much quicker once you get in the habit of treating yourself. The next one is play dumb. From this moment on, I don't want you to talk about all of the things you can do for people and how you know all of this about all of this. I want you to lean into what you want instead of leaning into what you can do for others. Because the reason you're probably stuck in the same pattern and you feel like nothing is moving is because your reality is literally just a self-fulfilling prophecy of what you are feeding into your reality. AKA, you're showing to everybody, I'm this smart person and that's why I deserve more. And people are like, oh yeah, you deserve more. Here's more work. The way you change this around so you get more pleasure, aka you need to be more specific with the universe, is you ask for more by speaking it into existence, which means you lean into playing dumb, which essentially just means not interacting with people when they're trying to make you super efficient, over explain yourself, prove yourself, and only interacting with the positivity that can come into your life and bringing attention towards the things you like and want. This way you flip the script on your own reality, and you also get people to show their true color because they can't get your energy anymore. And the last toxic thing we're going to go through today that's going to change your life instantly is declaring with yourself that you are toxic, you are a villain, you are imperfect. The reason why your life is not changing is because you're afraid of taking any freaking step, because everything has to be set up perfectly in order for you to feel like you can make things happen. That's a trap they keep you trapped in this society, so that you wait for people to give you directions before you take any freaking action. And then they're going to only give you the direction that please them. Girl, you have to get comfortable with people not liking the fact that you put yourself first. And when you declare that to yourself, from this day on, you don't mind being wicked. Because you want to do things for you. When you declare that, you will actually see a lot of pressure going off your shoulder, and you will have more faith in yourself because you understand that it's not about you being perfect. It's about you putting yourself first. And then all of the other things that I just told you are going to feel so much easier to do because you're not trying to live up to some fantasy efficiency idea that only pleases others. So there you have it, guys and girls. Now you've learned some toxic things that can change your life instantly. These things are actually gold. These things have changed my life personally many times. I have many a manifestation story I can tell you. And I know that some of these things seem crazy right now, but I will tell you this, once you've gotten in the habit of doing these, you'll be like, they're not even that toxic. They're just a way of getting yourself out of your comfort zone and into the zone that is your dream life. And you'll quickly realize you're not toxic for choosing yourself first. And it's good to sometimes be seen as the villain, if that means you can get the things you want in life and not feel like you're burned out all the time. You deserve changing your life, but you owe it to yourself first and foremost to show enough faith in yourself that taking these leaps of faith and doing these toxic things don't require for you to know exactly what's going to happen when you do them. Sometimes you got to lean into them even if you have no clue what's going to happen. And that's where the magic freaking happens. So get ready to change your life. Lean into being more toxic and get what you want, girl. Love you. Stay toxic, stay protected, and stay happy.